So I always used to be this kid in school that just had a couple of friends, nothing to worry about, was just okay with most of the people, right? But there were a couple of people that would, for some reason, just kind of fuck around, just pick on me sometimes, right? They would do the same with most of people, but for me, this was like, why the fuck are you kind of doing this, right? I've seen my friends being threatened with knives and all that stuff. I've been threatened myself a couple of times as well. Um, I sometimes just caused fights as well. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not proud of this or anything like that. But sometimes there was this one time where me and my two friends we came out of this night shop, right? I was like, I think it's like 1 or 2 years ago. We came out of this night shop. I think we ordered some alcohol or something like that. I don't even know anymore. But we came out of the night shop, and there was this one girl that was like 5 years older than we were. She was on the phone and she screamed like 50 euros. And then my friend, I don't know why he did this, but he replied back like 50 euros. Um, then she got like fucking angry and all that stuff. She's like, come, fight me, and all that stuff. So she was just driving away, and we were like, all right, let's. I didn't even know why I did this, bro. But we were like, we got after her, and she was like, I don't know, 23 or something like that, and she was like screaming and all that stuff to us, and we are just, we didn't really want to fight or anything like that, because it's just one girl against three guys. It's like unfair, right? But yeah, man, it was just an experience that you think like, why the fuck is this happening, right? And I got into kickboxing. When I used to get kind of like picked on, people always told me like, oh, just ignore them, bro. They will stop anyways. Well, they never did. Then I got into kickboxing, and then the thing with kickboxing is once you learn how to fight, you just have this aura around you. Just people just know, right? People know when you can fight. People can just kind of see it on you. Um, that's when I started to avoid fights instead of actually getting into fights, because when you're doing kickboxing, the first time you go to a kickboxing gym, you will get your ass beaten, guaranteed, right? There's this like skinny kid over there who beats the fuck out of you. You're like there, 75 kilograms, and there's this kid from like 55 kilos who's going to destroy you, right? And this hurts your ego, bro. But it makes you think like, ah, fuck, I just don't want to get into a fight anymore. Then at my sales job, I was at my sales job, and I was just doing my normal pitch and all that stuff. And this guy, I don't know why, but he started like screaming at me and all that stuff for no reason, right? And I think when I didn't do kickboxing, I would have screamed back at him. I would just kind of like cause a fight or something like that. I don't even know, but now that I did kickboxing, he was just there screaming at me, telling me like, oh yeah, I'm going to smash your face and all that stuff. And I was like, all right, you bet. So then he grabbed like, I had this thing in my head, right? In my hand. It was like a card with my name on it and all that stuff. And I had it in my hand, and he just grabbed it out of my hand, and I was like, all right. I just had this thought in my mind like, it doesn't even matter, because I still have my phone. I can still call the police so they can get my card back. It's just a card, right? Instead of screaming at him, I just took one step back, and I was like, all right, if he just charges at me now or something like that, I can just give him a jab and a cross, and he's down, right? I didn't really care. Of course, I was still like kind of shaking a little bit. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was fucking shaking, of course, but I was like, if he comes close to me now, I know I can like kind of smash his face, right? And I think this is the benefit when you're doing some form of material arts. People always tell you like, oh yeah, you need this thing to get more confident, and you need to get this skill to get more confident and all that stuff. It's all bullshit, bro. If you want to get more confident, you know what you do. You go to a gym. I would say go to an MMA gym or a kickboxing gym or something like that, right? Maybe a jiu-jitsu or something like that. And you just go there and you spar the strongest guy there. And after a little while, the first lessons you will get like beaten up by everybody. Of course, everybody's like taking a chill on you, but you're still like, they still beat you, right? So it kind of hurts your ego. But then after a little while, you actually start to beat like the kind of like the nerds and all that stuff in there, right? You kind of start beating the people that aren't really good and all that stuff. And then at some point you will beat more and more people. And you will actually start to think like, oh shit, I can actually fight right now. And the thing is, when you can fight, you don't want to fight anymore. And I believe that we as men, we have this kind of desire inside of us to actually fight, right? I know I'm like not supposed to talk about this and all that stuff, but I can admit it right now. I have this desire inside of me that just says like, I need to punch something right now. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's normal, but I have it, bro, and I need to kind of get it out. I've got this aggression inside of me. And when I'm doing kickboxing, I can just punch this boxing bag, or I can just spar with the people there. And this aggression kind of gets relieved, if that makes sense. And the modern world doesn't like when we talk about it like this. The modern world doesn't like when we say like, oh yeah, I've got male aggression inside of me and all that stuff. Fuck them, bro. Fuck them. But when you release this aggression, I think it's the biggest benefit is just that you don't really need to fight anymore. It's like, yeah, it's still some people are still like trying to fuck with you and all that stuff, and I'm like, I've seen you fight. I've seen you fight before on like videos and all that stuff. These are like the street gangsters, right? I've seen them fight before, and I'm like, bro, you were running. they were literally running, and they're trying to scare me and all that stuff, and I'm like, I could cause a fight right now, but why would I, right? I think that's the power of kickboxing. That's the power of material arts. It's like, you know you can fight, you know you can defend yourself, but why would you? There's this metaphor that I really like. It's called, it's better to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in the war. Think about that quote. You don't want to use it, but you probably have to at some point in your life, right? So your actionable step for this video today is just go to some gym. It doesn't really matter if it's like kickboxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu. Just go to a gym. Just practice for like 20 hours there. I don't know if you have to do 20 lessons or 10 lessons. It doesn't really matter. But basically, you can learn every single skill that you want within 20 hours, right? At least you can learn 80% of the skills that you want to learn in 20 hours. So just go there, practice it for 20 hours, and you will just notice a difference. You will just walk straighter. You will walk a little bit like broader and all that stuff. Like, people just tell me like, oh, I don't know why, but you just walk like broader. And I don't even do it on accident, or sorry, I don't even do it on purpose or something like that. It's just happening, right? So yeah, man, that's the actionable step for this video. I don't really want to spread out this video too long. My name is Luca. Basically what I do is I share my journey from going from zero to becoming a multimillionaire, right? And I just share my lessons along the way. I've got a free school community in my description that you can check out if you want. You don't really have to. I just host some networking events there sometimes. I do group coaching calls in there. I've got courses in there. Yeah, man, I can give you some tailored advice in there if you want. You can just directly access me. It's just a great place to be in, right? So I would highly recommend you check out this community of men who are all like you. That being said, thank you for watching this video. That you stuck through the entire video shows something about your attention span, right? So I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video, bro.